What do you want to confess that no one else in your real life knows? I did a 2-hour online test for college and we had to stay on camera for the whole 2 hours until everyone was done. The problem was I shit myself half an hour into the test and sat in my own shit not allowed to move, and if I did move everyone would see I shit myself. So I waited until everyone was done and got marks done and could turn off the cameras. I got 100% in the test. In my group of friends consisting of couples in deep relationships, I'm the only single guy. In fact, I don't think I've been in a committed relationship for more than 2 weeks. The idea of being part of a couple has always sounded exhausting, and it was something I never really worried about rushing into. I didn't truly realize how lonely I've been until one night playing beer pong, when I was on the same team with one of the ladies, who was a little tipsy. She hugged me after I won the game for us. It didn't occur to me that since leaving home for college, those types of physical gestures that brought me comfort as a kid weren't always there for me anymore as an adult. Too long did not read. All I want is to be hugged. Compassion fatigue is slowly killing me. I'm so tired. I love my friends and family deeply, but I need a break from being the shoulder to cry on for a while. I am incapable of seeing a future for myself. I dropped 3 courses not because I was failing academically, but because I was very close to killing myself. I've always told everyone my mom died of cancer. She committed suicide. Footnote, so did my son. I feel really lonely. I've become really detached from life ever since my mom passed. I cried over bell peppers today. I always made my dad stuffed orange bell peppers on Halloween. I would cut the little jack-o'-lantern faces out and everything. He's been dead for 3 years, but today for a second in the grocery store I thought, oh that's right, I need orange bell peppers. I haven't done a single assignment this semester. I haven't even gone to class. I don't know why I'm doing this. I almost caused a car accident a few days ago because I zoned out and ran a red light. Even though nothing happened, I feel really guilty about it. How lost and hurt I really am. It's easier to hide it all and pretend everything is getting better. I'm probably getting a little too keen on Coke at this point. I have eaten food quantities that were listed as family-sized in a single sitting many times. My wife cheated on me a few months back. She claims it was just one kiss and dirty texts, but who really knows the extent of her infidelity besides him and her? I was beyond stupid and ignored all warning signs. I have told no one, and it happened about 4 months ago. We are buying a house and have 2 kids. I initially forgave her and we worked on things. However, she and her sister are going on a cruise in November and I don't trust her at all. FML. I just started drinking again. I would have been 2 years sober in January. The only person that knows that I was bound to a bed for 3 days, beaten, raped, and waterboarded with piss has been dead for 10 years as of last Monday. That person was my father. He walked into the house coming home early from a trip he had went on. He had delegated my then stepsister, whom was 15, to babysit me. Her mother was gone on a separate trip in the next town over. I was 5. My father called his ex-wife home that night, and proceeded to beat the shit out of her while her daughter watched. I'm 28 years old and still struggle reading analog clocks. I only wear a tie and jacket when I've been feeling really upset and fed up with life. That way I have at least one thing to brighten my day. I have been dressing up every day for more than 2 weeks now. My local dive bar, I live 10 houses away from it, and if I ever get too drunk, I could literally crawl my way home. Anyway, right next to the bar is a Mom and Pop's Mexican restaurant, and for the last 36 days, I have eaten 3 tacos Americanos every night. I don't know if I have a taco fetish, but I have had tacos for dinner more than 1 out of 10 times this year. My drinking buddy knows about this, but no one else does. I've tried so hard to not be my mom and not be like her that I started doing things she did, and lying to myself and everyone around me, just like she does. 1 year of therapy down, and I'm trying really hard to put a stop to my bad patterns. That I'm not sure I actually care about anyone close to me nearly as much as they think I do, and that's okay. Because I will care for them anyways. I have to tell myself that I am a lot happier than I actually am every day. I have terminal cancer and am tired of the side effects of the treatments and the pain the cancer is causing. I really want to just die and get it over with, but my wife and 2 daughters would be devastated if I stopped fighting. My giant sexy engagement ring is a created diamond. You, my dear co-workers, all love it to death and go on about how amazing it is because you think my fiancé dropped $10,000 on it. It cost $50 on eBay and I love it because it's science and not De Beers. I've tried suicide twice now. I've been passively suicidal for 7+ years now, and most days I wish I had a completely different life, because I don't want to live mine anymore. I just feel like I'm supposed to have died 7 years ago. I tear up a lot when I'm thinking about it too long. I love a lot of my life. But I can't imagine wanting to live it. I have a husband and 2 toddlers that I love deeply and would give my life for. But I often fantasize about running off and traveling the world. Not having to wake up every morning to a 2-year-old and 1-year-old while my husband soundly sleeps just sounds like pure bliss to me. I would never do it, I just wish I had done it before I settled down. I'm faking how I really feel. I'm still suicidal and hate myself so much that I think about throwing myself out the window. I was a 7-year-old little girl when I went to move brush with my mom, her friend and her friend's son who was probably around 14. My mom left me and the 14-year-old alone for a little bit to move the brush by ourselves. It was in the middle of the woods and he tried to convince me to show him my privates. I was young and didn't really know what was happening, but I knew it was wrong, so I said no. He took out his dick and basically forced me to show him my privates. He tried to convince me to lick his dick saying, it tasted good, and shit like that, but I wouldn't. But he did get me to touch it and shit, and he touched me, but it didn't go to much further after that. I have never told or mentioned this to anybody else, not even to people on the internet, so this is kind of nice to put out there. I'm always a little horny. I used to dump my unfinished food from school into the toilet just so it would appear as though I finished it. It clogged 5 times. Had to unclog it in secret so that no one knew. My older brother has a hat that he used to wear every single day. He's 7 years older than me, and when I was 13 we got into a big fight and he kicked my ass. To get my revenge I jacked off into his favorite hat and brushed the inside of the toilet with his toothbrush. I feel so bad about it now. I did a bunch of cocaine and a dude gave me a massage and then he tried to suck my dick, but I slapped him in the face and felt bad for leading him on. I just liked the massage. Nice try, Mom. I feel like I'm incapable of love. I'm helping out my aunt at her hotel. The amount of people cheating is quite sad. Other than that, free condoms for the guest. I cheated my way through my first year of nursing school. Realized I wasn't going to pass the NCLEX board exam for nursing licensure if I kept cheating, so I actually started trying and I eventually passed on my own. But yeah, cheated a lot my first year. I'm better at making people uncomfortable than making them laugh. I lost the will to live a long time ago. I'm just waiting to my mom to die. Also, I love my ex. That I am not doing okay. Hardly even in the slightest. I'm on Reddit right now. I know you're reading this. I know it's been tough for you lately and that you're doing your best. You're a beautiful person who is worthy of love. This month marks 10 years since my mother died. Even though I recognize that she was a broken person with a lot of issues and no strength to face them, and it isn't entirely her fault, I'm glad she's gone, in an almost hateful way. I'm pretty sure I was sexually abused as a kid. By an older kid at church and at camo. I have random flashbacks and memories of both, but none of them are exactly solid. I'm not sure if I've just blocked him out and I'm too scared to talk to my therapist about it to find out. I care more about anybody than they'll ever know. I love my family, adore every aspect of my girlfriend. I try my hardest to control my feelings so I don't force myself on him, but it's really hard and I struggle since the only real good aspects about me is loyalty and honesty. I really want to just pour my heart out to them, but I feel like I do more harm than good. I lost my virginity 2 years earlier than people believe I did. It was my best mate's older sister, and as far as I know, we're the only 2 people that know about it. I'm sure some of you already said this, but I'm stressed as fuck and I think it's making me depressed. I am really good at being average and I'm okay with that. I'm fully vaxxed as at 3 days ago. Only my wife knows. My entire family and co-workers are all super anti-vaxxx. I'm a closet vaxxer. I told my husband last year that I wanted a divorce and he said he'd kill himself if I ended it. I don't know if he really would or not. If we didn't have kids I would have filed anyway, but because of them I'm stuck until he decides it's over. But to his perspective, that would be letting me win, so he won't do it. I'm so miserable.